literally was recording. I was talking and thought that I was recording, but nothing was happening. So I guess I wasn't supposed to even say that part. I don't know. Anywho, back to what I was saying. Okay, so Book of Nehemiah, right? Read it. Okay? Read it. I read it and I was like, oh my gosh, like, wow. I had already been feeling like I had to read it, and then here it is, it's like boom. Like I just was like, okay, I read it, right? And so I finally read it, and I was just like, it's one thing when you're reading through the Bible, and then it's another thing when you're being called to read certain stories, and then they hit, like they literally make so much sense of what you're going through in your situation in that moment. I'm just like, thank you, God. I really appreciate this. So briefly in Nehemiah, the gentleman is rebuilding after, he comes back home and he's rebuilding. I think he's rebuilding a wall after it was damaged and all this other stuff like that. But there was so much stuff happening outside of him. Here it is, he's doing a good deed for his community. And the people in the community, people outside the community, he had haters, he had the enemies from before. It was just so much happening. And all what he was trying to do was just rebuild the wall because he wanted to restore his community coming back home after everything that had happened. So, and I say this to get the gist of everything. Don't focus on haters. Don't focus on people stealing your content. Don't focus on people trying to literally become you, trying to walk in your skin, whatever you're wearing, whatever your hairstyle you're doing, whatever you're at, what you're studying. Just first off, that has to be very sad because you don't even get to be yourself. When I look at these situations and I think to myself, that's tough. Because it's like these people have no form of actual identity because they're picking other individuals to be like when they can just tap into themselves. But needless to say, where attention goes, energy flows, right? We do not want to give our attention and our energy to individuals who aren't deserving of it. And that's how you got to look at things, right? You are a co-creator with God. How dope is that? Like, that is an amazing position to be in. Like, God trusted you to be able to ride out through all these trials and tribulations. And here it is, you are co-creating with God. Like, this is so dope. Like, and you get to bring down these essence and these it's just amazing. So when you have situations that occur and people are gang stalking or hating or following you or literally copying everything that you do and literally just trying to become you, trying to step into your destiny, which is insane. Now there go my neighbors upstairs, but which is insane because at the end of the day, it's like, what did I say? It's not on me, it's in me, And I think about when you even look at the Bible, and that's to say, please read Nehemiah, the book of Nehemiah. When you look at the Bible, when you look at all these trials and tribulations and everything that happened, in order for them to get their crown, in order for them to get their anointing, it's in the soul. Like, anybody can copy somebody, but nobody can fully, truly be who you are and have gone through what you have gone through. To have that type of strength, to embody that level of, I just want to say dopeness, because it really is dope. It's like the more information that you're being given, because God is trusting you, in order for you to be able to see what's happening in this wilderness, in this matrix, and you haven't lost your mind yet. Like, you still out here vibing, you still out here looking like a whole snack and some. You still out here looking delicious and amazing, just magically delicious. And yet you still moving forward. And then you know what I think is so sexy on top of that? Forgiveness. Okay? Because I look at these situations in my life and I'm like, these people just played in my top 24/7, 365, and then turn around and make it seem like nothing happened. And I had to sit down and I had to say, listen, God, we need to have a strong meeting here because we need to have a little TED talk because I don't understand. Like, why is this okay? But then I think about it, how sad that must be. Like, if you out here doing horrible, devious things to individuals who have not done anything harmful or devious to you. And then yet you still need to be around them because you want that glow. You know, I did watch What's the Name like a couple of weeks ago. Shogun. But at the end of the day, it's like I get it, you know? And then I feel, and I know, like, not as in pity, like, oh, I'm so amazing, but, which I am amazing, but you are too. But at the same time, it's like, dang, that's messed up, you know? Like, I'm sorry that this is what you chose for yourself. I'm sorry that you didn't want to go through your trials and tribulations and your tests. And I'm sorry that you stopped here on the ladder. But you can still get back up and get off the seat on the ladder and keep climbing. You see what I'm saying? Whole purpose. I know I'm going all around the world, but I'm gonna make a point. I promise. Hold tight to your flame. You know, like hold tight to it. Hold tight to what you love. You know, like I've always been so grateful to be so creative and so obsessed with learning. And I don't know if that's just the child in me, but hold tight to those things. You know, sometimes I think we get so focused on bills and adult stuff, you know, adulting, but try to find a way to hold tight to the things that have innocence to it, which could be your forms of creativity. If you do music, if you write, you know, if you dance, if you paint, like anything, even if, I mean, not even if, but you know, acting, directing, like scripting, like all these different things, crocheting, like, what's the other one that starts with an M? Macrame, like all this stuff. I remember when I used to do lanyards back when I was in like elementary school. Like, find a way to center that anger and heal it. Find a way to center that self, because the adulting and everything else that's going on around us, that's trying to make us stay in a space where we don't feel that we're enough, or we feel like we will never come out of these types of unfortunate events. Find a peace in that moment. Find joy in that moment. Find happiness in that moment. You know, like, my finances may not be where I want them to be right now, which they was like full grown on steroids, but they're not right now at this moment, but they will be. But find things to do where you're not so rattled like a beast in a cage within your own within your own self. Find an outlet is what I'm saying to you. And I was coming across this girl's page, and she's on my feed after I had worked out, and I just thought she's just so beautiful. And I said, let me watch this video. She has such beautiful skin. And what did she say that really hit me? She said, so what if someone else did it before you? They're not you. I had to find her thing, and I'll put her link in the thing. I had to find her first. I don't remember her name, but they're not you, right? So who cares how many people, well, she didn't say this part, but that's what I'm saying to you now. Like, it doesn't matter how many people are singers. It doesn't matter how many people are painters. It doesn't matter how many people are dancers. They're not you. Like, don't be so quick to put out your own flame before you allow yourself to really ignite, you know? And who cares about how old you are? Like, I think that's another thing. I think we get so crunched up on time. And I think that's another thing with dope about God, because it's like time is not linear. Like, it's just, which is like, it's existing all at once, past, present, and future, right? We just happen to be, that's another time. That's another TED Talks story time. But hold tight to your flame. Read the book of Nehemiah. Understand what I'm saying about learning how to keep building, even in the midst of madness. Which I like to say, just keep your head down, focus on what you're doing. You know, don't focus on keep your head on a swivel, of course, at the end of the day, but don't focus about what everyone else is doing outside of you. Because they're not you. They're not on assignment the way you're on your assignment. They're on their own assignment, which is to distract you and try to swipe from you, and which is, swiping over here, okay? But at the end of the day, every time they try to deplete you, every time they siphon, they get back in tenfold, because God don't play. God is he's very fast with them hands, okay? And he makes sure that they get it back in the quickness. But you stay focused on what your assignment is and what you're supposed to be doing. If God is saying, I need you to create this, and we co-creating this together, then that's what you do. Don't worry about this person stealing this. Don't worry about this person trying to ride your back and all this stuff. Don't worry about all of that. That's to say, read the book of Nehemiah. How much time do I have? Okay. Read the book of Nehemiah, right? And it'll give you some perspective on how to just keep your mind focused on what you're doing. Keep building in the midst of chaos, right? And you're like, how do I do that? Don't, I don't know if that's your voice, but don't focus on what others outside of you are doing. Don't focus on the hate. Don't focus on the negativity. Don't focus on the distractions. Just keep your head down and focus on what you're doing. Just keep building. And don't worry about how long it's taking. Don't look up from what you're doing and say, well, I'm not there yet. I might as well just give on up. No, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that, right? And stop. And I don't say this to you can't see me, point my finger at you, wig my finger at you. I'm saying this within myself also to you guys, right? Because I love you so much. But in the same sense, don't get caught up with your time that you have left, and you don't have this and you don't have that. Don't focus on those things, because that puts you in a space of lack, right? Because the more you focus on the things that you don't have, the more you're not concerned, the more you're not enjoying where you're at in life, right? What I learned about being an artist and what I take from it over the course of these years, and I don't want to say being an artist, being a strong creative, is I know what it's like to have somebody pay for my work. I know what it's like to have somebody be in great glee and joy from what I produced, what I've created, and want to have it in their shows, or want to wear it, or want to have it in their homes. I know what that feels like. And I also know what it feels like to be hungry. I also know what it feels like to not have money to pay for rent or have money to eat. I also know what it feels like to be homeless. So when you find that center where you can have peace, even when you are physically in lack, and you can't see because I'm doing air quotes, and the reason why I say physically in lack is because in the physical realm, in the 3D realm, it looks as if you are in lack. But within yourself, you are embodying heaven. And that's that balance that you need to learn how to maintain. That's that line that you're holding. They say hold the line. That's that line that you're holding. You're learning how to keep hold of your fire no matter what you're seeing in front of your eyes. Because they like to play games. They like to give you illusions in order to trip your mind. But like I was telling my nieces, this is where it begins in the mind, right? That's your Garden of Eden. That's your heaven. So you feed that garden. You're not going to just wake up and just pour bleach all over your rose gardens, or over your peonies, or over your daisies, over your sunflowers, over your tulips. No, you're going to feed that garden. So if you want to feed your garden, you have to start feeding your garden in your mind, and then allow your body, your vessel, your soul to consistently be fed. So, I know it's not easy because there's so much stuff happening on the outside of us. But once you're able to center that balance on within yourself, nobody can taint that inside you. Nobody can bombard your gates of heaven that's within yourself, within your vessel. So maintain that line consistently. Watch what you're feeding yourself. Watch what you're allowing your gates to be able to welcome in. Your eyes, your ears, your vessel. You guys know I've been celibate for a very long time. But, be mindful of who can enter you. That's your gates. So just start feeding and building your garden within yourself. So no matter what's happening on the outside of you, you're holding that line, you're maintaining that balance, you're maintaining your center. And the more God and will show you, things will start unfolding for you so that you'll be more prepared. And like I always say, okay, let me hurry up. Everything that's happening on the outside is not happening to you, it's happening for you, right? So by these things happening for you, it's helping you to, it's cultivating you, it's strengthening your spirit, man. It's building you up to where you actually ideally want to be. So when you stop, and again, like I said to you guys earlier, I'm saying it's not only to you, I'm saying it to myself. And I would never give you any type of information if I haven't walked that fire myself, which I've been walking this fire for some time. But don't focus on that. Don't focus on how long it's taking, or where's my soulmate, or where is she. Don't focus on those things. Don't focus on why haven't the business started yet? Why am I there? Don't focus on that. Evidently, you're where you need to be because there's something that you have to learn in this moment. All of these trials and tribulations and all these things that's happening to you within your life, and to others it may look like, oh man, her life is crappy, but you know what's happening. You know that it's building you up. You know that when you go through this situation, that when you get to that next level, it's going to help you to understand. Your soul needed that food, your soul needed that lesson. And it's going to, trust me. Don't trust me because I'm just a human. But, well, who's to say, right? But don't trust me. Trust God. Trust and know that God got your back. And trust and know that everything that's happening to you is not happening to you, but it's happening for you. And it's going to help strengthen you. And it's going to help make sure that you make the right decisions. And what I mean by making the right decisions is the right decision that's best for your soul. Because we have to learn lessons in order to be able to. It's okay, let me give you an example. It's okay, you think back when you was in school, right? What if you went from kindergarten straight to high school? You'd be confused, right? I look at my students and I have to kind of slow myself down sometimes because I see what they have in them, and it's I want them, I'm tutoring them and I want them to excel. But at the same time, I have to be patient because I have to understand that what is their learning pattern? How are they able to understand it? Is it where they need to write it down? Do they need to visualize it? Find your learning pattern. How they say, what's your love language? Find that for within yourself. I know you're all over the place, but I'm making a point, and I believe that you guys are following me, because if you wasn't following me, you still wouldn't be listening, right? So, but find that center, find that peace, find that wholeness within yourself, and literally feed your garden and continuously keep cultivating yourself. You're so dope and you're so amazing, and I can feel you, and I love you, and I don't want you to ever feel like what you want is not happening, because it's already in the process of it happening. And like I said, you can't go from kindergarten to high school. It has to be a process, and you really don't want to rush things along, because when you rush stuff along, you end up like those people on the outside that are literally clawing their way to try to get into you because they made the wrong turn, they made the wrong path because they were so concerned about rushing to get to that end that they cheated in order to get to the end of the race. And what they got was not what they thought they was going to get. And then they're stuck there. So, read Book of Nehemiah, right? Don't focus on everything that's happening on the outside of you. Know that you are gorgeous, amazing, talented, intelligent, dope, creative, just magically delicious. You're all of that and some more, okay? And I feed this love into you because why would I not? You deserve it. So why would you not want this love? But the point I'm making is read book Nehemiah and don't focus on the chatter, don't focus on the hate. Just stay persistent and stay focused on what you're creating, and that the fact that you're in a dope position because you're co-creating with God. And nobody said this walk was going to be easy. And imagine if it was easy, would you really want it? No, right? So just put that work in, keep your head down, and when you do gotta look up, keep it on the swivel, keep it on the swivel, and don't worry about all that negativity and all that other stuff on the outside of you, because you building your garden, okay? You building your dope, amazing, beautiful, I don't know if you got a terrace, you got a greenhouse, I don't know what you got going on there, but it's a dope, amazing garden, and you're building that within yourself, and you're cultivating yourself into be exactly where you want to be. So keep doing that and stay focused, man. But I love you. I truly, truly do. And I'm sorry I was gone for so long. I had a lot going on. It's busy all here in this end. And I have a lot of work that I need to be doing also with the page and with my blog. And I got to set some more stuff up. And this other man I ran into, because I used to make jewelry. And he's like, why don't you make jewelry anymore for men? And I'm like, good Lord. So it's a lot going on. But I won't ever forsake y'all or abandon y'all, because I love y'all and I believe in y'all, and I know that y'all are cultivating some really dope, amazing stuff, and I'm really excited to see it. So anyways, I love you. I don't know, ta-ta, kisses and hugs and all of that amazing, beautiful stuff. What they say in bonbons, right? But keep going, keep your head up. You got this, and I believe in you. Bye.